Grand Rising. Capricorn, welcome to Healing Hype Man. This is going to be a message for you for April. I'm going to try and do 2 spreads here, but I've been talking too much, so it's only been 1. And check us out on Instagram if you're watching this on YouTube. I do daily messages there. We talk about processing things in life. We talk about mental health aspects. We talk about things that we've learned in life, turn knowledge into wisdom. How to get through things, learning about things. How can we help process through things with a spirituality component and a mental health component to it as well. Capricorn. So I'm just going to jump right in. Who are you now for the month of April? You can use this energy. You can embody this energy. You might already be feeling this energy, but either way, it is going to be an aspect of who are you now using the animal spirits and how you can embody this energy. Talking about Capricorn. Capricorn. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold, right? So this tells me that be fearless and bold. So there's something here that you are starting to be a warrior in some sense. This badger is dressed as a warrior. You, number 4, right? So very well can say that you're coming from a space of safety as well. It's the Cancer number. There is an aspect here of you being fearless and bold, and there might be an opportunity that needs you to be fearless and bold. Maybe in your life, you're starting to do things outside the box and be a little different and breaking the normal standards and things, and you're being very bold, right? This badger is just wearing bold clothing at the same time, which really tells me that there's a sense of authenticity and you're doing things from your space and how you want to portray yourself authentically. Which means you also have a lot of confidence, I'm not going to lie. Because it takes a lot of guts for someone to kind of step outside their comfort zone. And I kind of feel like that's what's happening here. So let's kind of dive into the cards here to see what comes our way. I think you're pushing forward on things. You're pushing forward on things that are safe. I got to be honest too. I just saw the 4 of Wands and the Hermit card again. So you're pushing forward on things, you're being successful in things that are safe for you, and it comes from a space of you being fearless and bold. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me about Capricorn. The High Priestess, Pisces energy. Okay, we're going to talk about astrology really quick. We have, oh wow. Talk about fearless. Okay, I'm not going to talk about astrology yet. The High Priestess with the Fool and the Devil card. Do you see these majors here? Right? So we're talking about a depth, right? There is Pisces energy. You have Jupiter and now I'm going blank. Jupiter and Neptune conjunction in Pisces. You have Venus in Pisces right now, right? You're looking for a deep, right? You're willing to take risk and go on new endeavors and kind of jump off the cliff and attach yourself to people, places, and things that are hitting you on a deep level. With that, whether that means spiritually or just overall connection, right? We're all connected. All this energy that I just kind of talked about is really diving into this Piscean, like I want to connect to what I do for work. I want to go on new adventures that I do that are connected to me. I want to go off the cliff and find connections. The Devil card's about connections, who I'm attached to, my attachments. I want them to be on a deep level. I want them to be they hit my soul, not just my physical, right? The High Priestess lives in 2 realms, reality, and she lives in the other realm of spirituality. There's a veil there. The veil very well can be lifted, and you're like, no, I want to be able to see where I'm going. I want to be able to see and touch and feel who I'm connected to, what I want to be attached to. If I'm going to be attached to a job, to a person, to a place, I want to know who it is, and you're actually only willing to do new endeavors, new things in your life, which means that you might be already releasing things that no longer serve you in the highest way. Untangle, pulling, and releasing what no longer serves you in the highest way. And this comes with a level of like being fearless and bold, that you only want things that are deep, and you're only going to push forward on things that are deep. You've been processing things here. You have decisions to make. At the same time, you're keeping it into yourself. The 2 of Swords is about inside voice. This is the inside. The eyes are closed. Making the choice from the inside and how you actually feel. And then we have the Queen of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles. This is talk about like in your power, right? Like you are only want to make decisions that are courageous, that are joyful, that are stable for you, and at the same time that come from just you. You made this choice. This financially works for you. This is stable for you. These are long-term investments that you have created, that you are being joyful about, that you are stepping up to the plate and owning. Fire energy here as well, right? This is very, I gotta say, there's a lot of feminine energy here. But at the same time, you could have Pisces in your chart, you could have Aries in your chart, you could have Capricorn in your chart. Don't necessarily have to, but when I read this here, this is like there's a lot of planets moving into Pisces, own into that Capricorn, right? You guys are actually pictated here as well. It's like you, literally, if I read it like that, it's like you only want deep things. You want new things in your life, and you might be having to be fearless and bold to jump off the cliff. That's what this reading is going to be called. Fearless and bold to jump off the cliff. Fearless and bold to start something new. And this last card here really tells me that you really only want to do things that are stable for you. You very well could already be seeing that. At the same time, I do see a creative project here that you step up to the plate to that works out in your favor financially, right? You're secure here. You're stable. There is a solid, stable endeavor that is coming your way, right? But that comes from you listening to your inside voice internally and feeling that aspect, right? You are an earth energy, so I would definitely tap into more of like how does that fit for you, right? You very well might be in your mind like, I don't know what decision to make, I don't know which direction to go into. Being fearless and bold is not necessarily always about being logical, because when you're in fight or flight mode, you really are. There's other aspects to your body that are turned off, right? And you're in a position where I need to make a choice, I need to make a decision, right? Take off the blindfold and then make the choice, because right now you're keeping it all in, right? Don't press yourself on being so logical behind it. You can't be fearless and bold and be logical at the same time. Your frontal lobe turns off, like there's an aspect of like when you're in fight or fright mode, like half of your body shuts off. Your body's no longer digesting things. Half of your mind is no longer on because it's just trying to get you out of a situation here. So make sure that you're being present for all aspects of this fearless and bold endeavor, right? Take your time with it. There is no sense of rush here. The creative aspect behind you will come through. Standing in your power, people will listen to you because you have something to say, and it is stable for you. There's a long-term investment behind it. Really tells me that you want a deep connection. At the same time, it's very powerful reading. Like, this is a lot of powerful cards here. Give us some guidance about this. Either way, who are you now? You're doing new shit that's connected to you. Ordinariness, right? Maybe you're taking a look. Let me tell you, the full moon in Libra is about what am I loyal to? And just because you've been in something for a long time does not mean that it is still working out in your favor. And you guys are very traditional. You guys do things that are secure and solid for you, right? Capricorn energy is about traditionality, and it's about structure, and it's about attachments to things, and it's about I want to do things the right way, and I'm going to work hard. You guys work hard, but there's an aspect of maybe your life was too ordinary, and now you're trying to do things a little bit more whimsical, a little bit more deep, a little bit more on a connection basis, a little bit more free thinker, free spirited aspect. Ordinariness. Maybe some of you could be coming from such a chaos where you want just ordinary things in your life, and that comes from a space of you actually feeling it on the inside, because that's where you feel that you need to be. I feel comfortable in this aspect. Mortality, very well can be looking at really what you want to be attached to. Mortality is really about, I don't really know what mortality is. I've never seen this card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read that card, because I don't know what that means. I've never seen it. I like how I just segued into that. Here we go. This is the Osho Zen. He has touched the very rock bottom of the problem. Unless awareness arises in you, all your mortality is bogus. All your culture is simply a thin layer which can be destroyed by anybody. But once your mortality has come out of your awareness, not out of a certain discipline, then it is totally different matter. When you will respond to every situation out of your awareness, and whatever you do will be good, awareness cannot do anything that is bad. This is the ultimate beauty of awareness, that anything that comes out of this is simply beautiful. It's simply right, and without any effort and without any practice. So rather than cutting the leaves and the branches, cut the roots, and to cut the roots there is no other method than a single method. The method of being alert, of being aware, of being conscious. You are not tied down to anything. You have seen rock bottom. You have hit rock bottom before. There is, maybe very well can say that some of you just want an ordinary life, and that might come from a space of breaking out of your normal traditional mindset here. That's very interesting. Isolation. Like I just said, some of you have been sitting in something. You have been doing things a certain way, and now it's asking you to cut the root and do it different. You've been doing things the ordinary way, the normal way, and I also want to say this, maybe the way everybody else has been doing it. And there's an aspect here to you being now consciously aware of that, and you're cutting things down from the root, and you're starting all over again, but you want them to be deep. High Priestess, Pisces energy with the Fool. If it is not deep, if it does not connect with me, if I cannot attach myself to it healthy, I do not want to go down this endeavor. You are being fearless and bold in new endeavors that are connected and deep to you, right? Isolation, you very well could be coming from a space where you were so cold and rigid and did things a certain way that is very Capricorn energy, right? You walk into a room and you're like, I don't like this, I'm out, right? It's like, there is an aspect of that just being very, very cold. I also like that because it's very like I'm being very selfless. Like, no, it's not working for me, right? So you guys are very blunt in that aspect. Like you can say like, this isn't working for me. I don't want to be attached to that. I'm out, right? But you're very also stable and traditional, and you work your asses off to get to where you want to get. Stable and secure, doing things by yourself. 9 of Pentacles, birdie on my finger. If you're not with me, then you can leave me. I'm only down for my long-term investments. These are my fruit of my loins. I look pretty and cute, and I'm doing what I want to do here, but there is an aspect of just wanting it to be connected and different and deep, and you're doing it all over again. Sometimes we need to go through these toxic ties, commitments, or vows, and these moments of isolation and being cold in order for me to sit in that space. This is the whole process here. You sit in that space of loneliness. You sit in that space of toxic ties, commitments, or vows, and then you really start to understand aspects of you that are missing, and you want them to be deep. You sat with yourself in a blindfold and swords and said, okay, what do I need to do? I need to make a choice and speak up. Take the blindfold off so that you can see the choices that you're making, so that you can be aware, mortality, be aware of what it is that you're doing, so you can use the swords to cut things from the bottom so that you can regrow them however you want. Let's pull from the Hype Man deck. Ooh. Don't create a moment, create a mood. Take the moments that you've lived, and if there's certain pieces of it that you have liked, let that be the mood for your life. I like this part of my life. I like this part of my life. Right? Don't just create a moment, because a moment is gone. Guess what? A moment, 3 seconds later, now that's a memory. What I just said is no longer a moment. It's a memory. As quickly as you created it, it's gone. Create a mood so that it can be consistent. Create a vibe so that it can be consistent. Create what it is that you like about that moment and turn it into a mood for the rest of your life. Very well can say you want it to be deep. You want it to be connected. You want there to be newness behind it. You want there to be longevity behind it. Moments just turn into memories, and it's gone just like that. If you liked that vibe, now turn it into a mood and keep it with you moving forward. My name is Alvin Catalan. I'm present. I'm done speaking now.